Welcome back into Wave Listens Live. I'm Michael Vanover, joined now by, of course, Larry Weiss.
Larry Weiss. Hello, Kentuckiana.
And now Rich Peterson is joining us.
Rich.
As promised.
We are complete. This is our vision for the future.
This is the team. Speaking of vision, you know, we were talking about having Rich on the program, the relationships you have in the market. One thing I was asking you before we went to break, or at break, I should say. You talk about don't go broke in a nursing home. That doesn't mean you're anti-nursing home.
No,
that means you actually have a lot of. I mean, look who you brought out. So talk a little bit about that, will you?
Well, fundamentally, the lights need to be paid, the staff need to be paid. So we work well within the rules. Everything is disclosed. And the interesting thing, which you very succinctly brought to the point, was the facilities recognize that as well. They don't really care who the source of pay is. They just want paid.
Sure.
So when the families work with us, there's 8 of us at our company, plus the attorneys to hold their hand and make sure this is done, hopefully correctly every month, so everybody is paid. And that's why we're doing our workshops next Monday and Tuesday. Don't go broke in a nursing home. But Lindsay has a great point that I want to kind of make available for the people, certainly in Indiana. And with that, I'm going to let Lindsay go with it.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a benefit of engaging elder advisor. We've talked about our relationships and things like that. Autumn, our placement angel, who's not here today, she has had massive success doing placements. And I just came. This is a true story. I just came from a facility visiting a woman who has just settled in there this week, and she said, "Did you do this?" Because historically, this particular facility has a waiting list of a year or more. And I don't want to say yes, but also yes. I made the phone call. I kind of cut through the tape, and a lot of these facilities love working with professionals like us. And one of these facilities is not a nursing home, but an assisted living, which is totally different. I'll let Rich talk a little bit about that and introduce himself and what he at River Crossing has to offer that's really different than what folks in Kentuckiana may think is available to them.
Yeah, at River Crossing, we just specialize in being a welcoming place for all of our residents, so that they have a comfortable place to live, to just enjoy company, each other's activities, and continue to live. Just because you go into a nursing home or assisted living doesn't mean your life is over. It's just the next step.
It's the next chapter, right?
Yeah.
Next chapter. Yeah, it really is.
And Marianne has a phenomenal story. I'll let her tell sometime online on TV. But we find, and this is my experience in the last, and Rich probably as well, in the last 15 years of my working career, the quality of life goes up. Nobody wants to go to a nursing home or assisted living. Everybody wants to stay in their home and age in place, and I get that. I honor that. But when you are in a place like River Crossing and Charlestown, and you've got 3 prepared hot meals a day, you've got socialization, you're having conversations about bingo or Vietnam or the good old days, your quality of life goes up. And that's what Rich is able to offer at River Crossing, and that's what many of these facilities in our area offer, is a alternative to being in your home. I understand being in your home, I get that, but it's usually lonely, it's isolating, folks aren't eating well, they're not taking their medications correctly, and when you engage the services of elder advisors or a community like River Crossing, the quality of life goes up.
Sure.
Their life gets better.
Which is what it's about.
Yep.
That's what it's about. Rich, if you would, tell me a little bit more about who. This sounds great over at River Crossing. Who can live there? Take me through the process a little bit and what makes it unique.
We look at everybody on a case-by-case basis, and age isn't a factor necessarily. It's what they need, their needs are. We really want to have a place where people feel welcomed, environment. We are a family environment. I know everybody's name. When walking down the hall, I'll say hello to them by name.
Oh, that's a good picture. Look at that.
There you go. There's the play.
That's a great picture. I love that.
So it really is that family atmosphere. And again, and you
Very much.
said it so well earlier. It's not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, and it's really about continuing to live. So somebody watching right now, Rich, who is saying, you know what, this place sounds like it could be for my loved one or for even me, what would you tell them, and what's the best way for them to come and check out the place?
Best way is to come and make a phone call, set up an appointment, come and check the place. You need to see the place with your eyes. You need to smell the place and just kind of experience what we have to offer. We're not the newest building in the area. I'll be first to say that, but probably the most friendly building in the area.
Friendly matters.
And it
Friendly
feels-
matters.
I love, I have experience in all of the facilities here locally, but I love about River Crossing is it does very much feel like home. It is a place. Some of the places in this, some of the places you go in and they're new and shiny and all that stuff, and it feels like one of those like home garden homes. It's like, oh, I feel like I can't move in this because it's just
Sterile.
uppity and fancy and sterile. And River Crossing just feels like home. Like it just truly does feel like home when you're there and you're walking the halls and you can tell the staff is engaged and the clients and residents are engaged as well.
That's important.
And I'm the least capable person on this panel to make this statement, but doing this 26 years, I have found that more often than not, a lot of times the sooner we get someone to an assisted living community, that maybe they can stay there and be their forever home and not wait till the tires come off and it's a big cataclysmic, terrible situation, and then they get straight to long-term care, and then it's the nightmare everyone has feared. So, and River Crossing is a very homey, friendly environment. I've been there many times. So, I'm struggling with my own parents right now with it's the TV, and it can get a lot more from assisted living.
I love that.
And I think it's about, for the community, and I want Kentuckiana to hear me say this, it's about engaging resources on the very front end of you needing them, or even before. And we do, that's exactly right. We find, and Rich can probably speak to this, but when you find yourself in assisted living before your health's declined so much from the isolation of being home alone, you have a better quality of life and a better quantity of life. And you're in one place because you offer the support.
It is definitely a place where if you want to go someplace where you can continue to have life, you want to start that sooner than later, so you can enjoy the extra things,
Very nice.
the trips out to the community that we do.
The Cracker Barrel.
The Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
All of it.
All of it. The shopping trips, that kind of thing. When you're bedbound, it's kind of hard to enjoy
is.
that kind of
It
stuff.
is.
But if you can get involved prior to that, that really helps.
All right, hey, we got about 10 seconds.
see
Hit
it.
the workshop one
Doug
more
Bergen
time.
Nursing Home, Monday, 10 a.m. Louisville, Hilton Garden Inn. Tuesday, March 7th, Hampton Inn, Clarksville, off Broadway. Don't go Bergen Nursing Home. You don't have to.
Pick up the phone, 855-LARRY55.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, AJ.
Thanks for
Love
joining us
you.
today. John's back tomorrow on Wave Listens.